I DNF'd it. I wanted to like it so bad. I kind of felt like she was me. I'm actually stunned. Most of the books that I've read are like romance. Hi, I'm Alisa and welcome to today's video. I wanted to make a reading vlog because those are my favorite videos to watch. So I read 28 books this year, which is a lot for me. I'm a pretty slow reader, and especially since I have a full-time job now, I do have less time to read in the day. So I've been reading since elementary school. I started with like the Percy Jackson series, and then in high school I got very into the dystopian series that were really popular at the time. So for me that was like The Hunger Games, Maze Runner, Divergent. And then when I got to university, I got so busy with classes and all the work that I had to do that I kind of stopped reading for those 5 years. And then, as some of you may know, I was unemployed for a year and a half, and that's kind of when I fell back in love with reading. It was a really nice escape from reality. So I really like to read fiction books, primarily like romance and fantasy, as well as like murder mystery thrillers and science fiction. I want to get more into literary fiction this year, primarily women's literary fiction. So if you guys have any recommendations, I'd love to hear it. I really like The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So I'm currently reading this book, which is The Right Move by Liz Tomford. This is the second book in the Mile High series, which I think is a really popular BookTok series. So if you're on BookTok or you really like romance books, I'm pretty sure you've heard of this series. I think it's like contemporary romance or like sports romance, and I really like the first book, even though I think it had a lot of mixed reviews online. Some people really liked it, some people really didn't like it, but there seems to be a general consensus that the rest of the series was really, really good. So I'm pretty excited. I'm only 5% in, which I think is like chapter 2 or something. So can't tell you guys exactly what it's about as of right now, but I know it's about a basketball player and I think she's a flight attendant. It is the brother of the FMC of the first book and her friend. But let me know what books you guys are reading. Maybe I'll get a next read from one of you guys in the comments, and let's get to reading. Last 20 minutes looking for the book because the version I had on my e-reader wasn't showing like the little text message bubbles, so I had to find another version, which took so long. I don't know why it wasn't showing up. But anyways, this version has at least the cuter cover. It has the text bubbles. I don't know. So I haven't read much, honestly. I think I've read like 2 pages. Not a great start to this reading vlog. I'm gonna read now for, let's do half an hour until 11. I do have work tomorrow, so I gotta sleep early. Taking Darius to the vet also. Definitely want to get enough sleep for all of that. So it is the next day, and I ended up reading a little bit yesterday and then a little bit more today. I am 16% into the book. I'm on chapter 7. So I feel like I know what the book is about now, so I wanted to tell you guys. So the book is about Ryan and Indy. Ryan is a professional basketball player and he's trying to get his team to a championship. He's like one of the best players in the league, but they haven't won a championship yet. This season, he is the captain of their team. And then Indy is a flight attendant. She's actually the flight attendant for the hockey team. That was the focus of like the first book. So in the first book, we have Xanders and Stevie. So Stevie is actually the sister of Ryan, and she's also friends with Indy. So it's kind of like best friend's brother trope. So basically how it starts is that Indy was cheated on, and I think that happened in the first book, and she basically has nowhere to live now. So Stevie offers her brother's apartment. Both of them kind of begrudgingly move in together, even though he doesn't really want her there. He's more like the lone wolf type, and Indy just thinks that Ryan hates her, so doesn't really want to move in with him. But she has nowhere else to go. So basically, in order for her to stay in, I think, Chicago, she has to take him up on this offer because because she doesn't have enough money to afford rent by herself. So they move in together. It's like a little bit rocky. Like you definitely get the vibe that they don't really like each other, but it's not necessarily enemies to lovers, not quite. Anyways, but the general manager of his team doesn't believe that he's going to be a good team leader just because he's not super approachable, focused just on the game and not much of like a personal life. He brings up that having a girlfriend or something would kind of show that he has like a more personable side. This is a fake dating trope, so he tells the general manager that like Indy is his girlfriend. That's kind of one of my favorite tropes, I'll be honest. So far, I'm really enjoying the book. I really like her writing style especially, and I liked it a lot in the first one too. But I can see why people really like this like dynamic. Both characters are a lot of fun. And I also really like when they give you like little scenes with previous characters. That's why I like these types of books. They're kind of like standalones, but they're all like interconnected in the same world. So you get to like see previous characters and they like come back through all the books. And I think what I really like about her writing style especially is that she always writes her characters in a way where they're personable, but they are going through like realistic life things and you can really relate to those things. Really love their banter and just the way they interact with each other so far, because they don't really like each other, but there's like this underlying attraction. And yeah, the banter is just so good. Like it makes me smile when like they say certain things. Wait, here, like he just got home and she's like changed some stuff in his apartment and he's like so angry and he's like, if you don't come out of your room right now, I'm coming in. And then she's like, please do, I sleep naked. And I just like how like blunt and open she is. Just cute. Like the banter, I like the banter. I'm 31% into the book now and it's starting to pick up a little bit, so you can tell that they're both attracted to each other but neither like wants to do anything about it right now. They have their reasons like why they want to stay single. I really like Indy. I can see a lot of her like characteristics in myself, and so it's like really relatable. She's like super outgoing, very like chatty kind of person, and had a partner that told her to always like dim it down or like not be too much, but also made her feel like she was too much and not enough at the same time. And I feel like that's super relatable, unfortunately. And it's really nice to see how Ryan interacts with her and doesn't make her feel that way. Like he's always trying to hype her up and like telling her to be herself, just be all bubbly, because like that's one of her amazing quality traits. I just love seeing that. I guess I want to experience that too. So it's really nice to see it, at least in a book. I'm heading out for the day, probably gonna do some reading, I guess. I have like errands to run, probably read while I'm doing my errands also, but enjoying this book a lot so far. And I don't know, I could see this being a 5-star depending on how it goes, but so far it's giving me 5-star vibes. This is my book club's pick this month, and I got halfway through and I just can't. I DNF'd it. I wanted to like it so bad. to go book shopping, but I never actually buy any books. It's like book browsing. So like I really like to look at like new releases and just like what's new in like the romance section. And it's really nice to see like the books that I see on TikTok like in person and see the covers and stuff, because I always get my books on my e-reader, so I actually never get to like hold a physical book, at least not recently. So it's actually really nice to be there and like hold those books. I think one day maybe I would buy some, but I don't like buying books I've already read because it doesn't feel like that makes any sense. But I also don't want to just buy a book not knowing if I'm going to like it. So I was left in this weird state of like, okay, just get the ebook instead. But yeah, we looked at like the romance section and like fantasy and a little bit of the sci-fi. Those are like the main genres that I really like. I actually did not see the book I'm reading right now on the shelves, which is interesting because it's such a hyped series. But yeah, just took a little break from reading to browse a little bit and get ideas for like future books. So this year, most of the books that I've read are like romance and fantasy. I haven't read too many thrillers this year and not too many fictions. And you know what? I think I did read a science fiction earlier this year, but I think I only read one. Yeah, I guess I'm not like branching out too much, but I don't know. I really like my romances. Also, if you want to join my book club, I don't know if I talked about this yet in the video itself, but I have a book club on Fable called the Fiction Fan Club. It's that first one. Yeah, basically we're reading One Dark Window. Unfortunately, I don't really like the series. It's a duology. It's not really my favorite. I think I read half of the book and I DNF'd it, but people in the club I think are really liking it. So if you want to come join us, and we'll be picking our next book soon. Actually, I think in a week we'll be moving on to another book. So I might just do a little bit of reading now so I can update you guys more about the book. I'm 52% into the book now. I really like to read before I go to bed. I think it's like a really nice way to like decompress and relax. I really like this book. I relate so much to Indy. It's almost like the author used me as the inspiration behind Indy. I feel like she's so relatable. Everything she does and says, I find myself sitting there being like, I would say that. I think like that. I'm like that. It's just really cute to see like they're slowly getting together, and the way that he instills so much confidence in her and makes her feel so safe to be herself. I just love that so much. So about halfway through, I still think I would give this 5 stars for a book, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone who's thinking about reading it. I'm gonna read now for a little bit more. It is 1 a.m. so it is kind of late. I'm probably just gonna read for another 15-20 minutes and then head to bed. So it's been a few days. I finished The Right Move by Liz Tomford, and I gave it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed the book. I just thought that the first half of the book was more interesting than the second half. But overall, I really liked the characters. I thought Indy was so relatable. Like, I kind of felt like she was me, and I feel like Ryan was the perfect MMC, kind of like everything you would want if you were someone like her. I really liked the beginning because there was a lot of tension, and like those moments were like really cute where they were there for each other, but I kind of felt like them getting together in the second half was a little bit anticlimactic. Considering how much they didn't like each other, the flip was kind of really quick and not very satisfying. In the first book, there is a third act breakup. There wasn't one in this one, but there was like a third act conflict, I guess, and I do like those in my romantic book. Anna Huang is my favorite author, and she does that in like all her books, I think. I just think if they had gotten together in a more satisfying way, this definitely would have been a 5 star. Definitely going to be continuing the series. And just for a comparison, I gave Mile High 4 stars, so this book was definitely better than the first one, like everyone said. The next book I'm reading is Heartless Hunter. It is a romantasy book, so I actually don't know too much about this book. I just know that it is romantasy and that it is a spicy book. Honestly, I recorded this clip before and I tried to explain it, but I really don't know what it's about, so I'm going to read you guys the synopsis instead. But this is the first book out of 2, so it is a duology, and this is also my book club's pick of the month. So on Fable, it's rated 4.22 stars. Actually, I don't even know that it's a spicy book. I thought it said it here, but it doesn't. But there definitely is romance. I just don't know how spicy. Honestly, this whole description is really long. All right, I minimally read through it. I think it is an enemies to lovers. She's a witch in a world where witches are hunted. and I'm pretty sure the love interest is a witch hunter. But her reputation in the world is that she also hates witches, but at night she's slowly trying to save her kind. So that's all I really know so far. I'm only on chapter 2, so I basically barely started this book. But so far, from the minimal parts that I've read, I like the writing style a lot and the world seems relatively interesting. But overall, I will probably have better updates for you guys in terms of plot later on. And just the last thing I want to add is that I'm pretty sure this is called Crimson Moth in other countries. I'm not sure which countries it's called Heartless Hunter versus Crimson Moth, but just so you know, if you're looking for it in your country and you can't find it, they're like synonymous. They're the exact same book. Yeah, don't make that mistake. Don't buy both. So update on the Crimson Moth. Oh my god, I called it by the other name. I don't know what I'm thinking of right now. Update on Heartless Hunter. I am 23% in, so I have a pretty good idea of what the book is about right now. I don't know what I've already said because it's been a few days. I'm so slow of a reader that I feel like I'm giving these updates like every couple of days. This video is probably going to be filmed over the span of like an entire month. He's the witch hunter. She is a witch, but she's like high society socialite and he's a guard and I think comes from more like poverty. In the beginning, she's looking for a witch Seraphine that her grandmother had told her to basically find. For what reason, I'm not sure, and I don't think she was given the reason either, just that she should. But as she like shows up to like talk to her, she finds evidence that she was actually taken by the guards, which is like the army that's hunting these witches. Our main character's name is Rune, and what she tries to do is she tries to save all the witches that are still left on like this island. I think it's an island. And because she's rich and she has a bunch of these cargo ships, she like helps them escape to the mainland. So like during the day, she's like a socialite. She just like goes to parties and that kind of stuff. During the night, she's the Crimson Moth. He's trying his best to hunt the Crimson Moth because she's been saving so many of the witches that they've been hunting. So I'm at the part now where he's trying to court her. I think for the reason so that he can get close to her and figure out if she is the Crimson Moth. He believes that the Crimson Moth is someone of high society trying to blend in amongst, you know, all the other witch haters. And so he's trying to see if it's her, although he doesn't really believe it because she plays the role of like dumb, shallow kind of socialite so well. In return, she's also trying to court him so that she has like a source into like where they're keeping the witches, like where they're finding them. Like she just wants all this information so that she can help them escape. And I kind of like these, like it's basically like fake dating, enemies to lovers kind of vibe where they end up falling in love with each other later on in the book. That's not a spoiler. I don't know that that's going to happen, but knowing these books and like the formula to these books, very likely they're going to fall in love with each other at some point. I really like the book so far. The world building is really nice, and I feel like the structure of the fantasy is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's anything groundbreaking. There are a lot of books with like this witch and witch hunter kind of formula. The Lies of Lena series, there's only 2 books out right now. I don't remember what the series name is, so I'll just pop it up on screen. But I really like that. I gave the first 2 books 5 stars. I'm so excited for the 3rd book. It comes out later this month. So if you guys want another book, like you read Heartless Hunter and you really liked it, I would read The Lies of Lena. That's such a good book, but it is a darker romantasy. So similar vibes to Heartless Hunter, but a little spicier, I think, and with darker themes. And there's a lot of like toxic romance, or like they're not always with the person that they're supposed to be with romantically. Sometimes they're with other people. So if that's not your vibe, then never mind, don't read it. But I really like the writing and the world building in that book and just the whole vibes. This book, I would say, is like similar to that, but maybe a little bit more PG so far anyways. am 61% in now. I think because I'm more into the book now, I can give a better description, not description because I think I already explained it, but like a vibe of the book. I think the premise of the entire book is really going to be about her trying to save her friend. I thought that was going to be like a small plot point in the beginning just to show us some action, but I think the whole thing is really her just trying to figure out where her friend is and then how she's going to get to her and help her escape. And I think from his point of view, the whole book is about trying to get incriminating evidence on Rune so that he can arrest her for either being a witch sympathizer or being a witch, but you know, we know that she's a witch. So I think it's kind of interesting. Like there's a lot of like cat and mouse, but like from both sides. I think the part that's really intrigued me so far is that there's definitely attraction between the two of them. There is just a lot of like planning for her to break into this prison to get her friend out. And then on his end, just trying to like seduce her or like try to lay traps and stuff for her so that she will kind of incriminate herself. I don't know if that sounds like super interesting. It is only 2 books. I'm wondering how things are going to tie off in like a neat little bow by the second book. And I don't think these books are too long either. So this first book, it's fast-paced in the sense that there's action and a lot of development, but around the same idea for the entirety of the book. And we are learning a lot about the 2 characters in terms of like their history, because they do have a little bit, not of a history of being together, but of knowing each other. I think a lot of it is character development that we're seeing with like slowly progressing the plot. So far I am enjoying it. I think at the moment, it's sitting at around a 4-star. Like I'm enjoying it, I'm having a good time, just kind of waiting to see either what happens when they do get together or when he has his change of heart, which I imagine will happen because these fantasy books always have that. I literally just finished Heartless Hunter. It's marked finished. I'm actually at a loss for words. I don't even remember what I said last, but my overall rating of the book is 4.5 stars. It really picked up in the second half. I think in the second half was when I started to get more connected to both Gideon and Rune. Even though they're like complete opposites, you know, like what they stand for is so different. There was like a bit of romance, but the ending is not what you expect. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's just unexpected. And I think they had to do that so that there would be a second book. All of it makes sense, but it is a cliffhanger. It really pulled on my heartstrings. Like I feel pretty sad right now, just based off of like how everything played out. And yeah, it was just written really well. Like I was so invested. So it is just a duology, so I feel like it's not too much of an investment. And because it left on a cliffhanger, I'm so curious now. Like I think I just need to know. Yeah, like if the ending wasn't the way that it was, it would have been 4 stars. But just because I think the ending alone pushed it up to 4.5 stars. I'd recommend this book, especially if you're like in the mood for fantasy, but you don't want like a massive commitment, like a 6-7 book series. Okay, and I just wanted to add, because I didn't say this, but this book isn't really spicy at all. There's one like romantic scene and it's written in a way where it implies what they're doing, but they basically give like no details. Yeah, so definitely on the more PG side in terms of romance. This is good. Like the pacing's really good. Even like the world building and the history of the characters and like where they live, it's so well thought out and executed so well considering the book is not that long. And it is only just 2 books. Like, I think she's a pretty amazing writer. Oh, I'm actually stunned. Like, I don't really know what else to say. So I am going to get the second book right now, but I don't think I'm going to include it in this video. Maybe I'll film another reading vlog if you guys are interested. I really like making these, so I'm probably going to make it anyways. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've read any of the 2 books that I've read, or if you plan on reading it. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. I'm going to get the second book and I'm going to start filming for the next reading vlog, and it'll be in that one. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.